we're gonna see how to make one of the most fun Dungeons & Dragons characters you will ever play, a Battle Master Fighter Commander. They can control the battlefield, they do good damage, they can heal their buddies, and they have plenty of fun things they can do outside of combat. But before we get into it, please subscribe to our channel, hit the video with a like, and leave comments. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps our channel grow. Level 1, background. What we really need is something that gives us the persuasion skill, because fighters don't normally have access to that skill, and it's really important for a commander. So I'm going for Guild Merchant, because you get both persuasion and insight, which are going to be really helpful. You get to choose a guild business, and I'm going to go with Cartographer because it explains why we're out in the world making maps. And for a skill, I'm going with Navigation because I think that suits. We also get 2 languages. I recommend that you simply ask your Dungeon Master what the most common languages are in the world and choose the top 2. Next is Race, and I'm going with Human Variant because they're overpowered. And we get to choose a feat. I'm going with Inspiring Leader, which we'll talk about more later. Human variants also get an extra skill, choose Deception, and an extra language, again, whatever the Dungeon Master says are the most common languages. Time to do abilities. The 3 most important abilities for this character are Strength, Charisma, and Constitution. So I'm putting the +1 that come from being a human variant on Strength and Charisma. Giving these numbers, you'll notice that I've dumped Dexterity. Dexterity really is the least important one for this character. For fighting style, I'm going for dueling because you do decent damage and you can use a shield and have decent armor class. When choosing fighter skills, athletics is a must, and I'm also choosing animal handling because I think it fits with the background of a guild merchant cartographer, and also it's an extra skill that's useful outside of combat. Starting equipment doesn't really matter as long as you choose a one-handed melee weapon like a longsword or a battle axe and a shield, because this character is a dueler. The other thing to really make sure you got on that character sheet is that being a merchant, a guild merchant, you also get a cart and a donkey. Super cool, and I'm going to name the donkey Donnie. The final thing to mention at first level is that Inspiring Leader feat that I mentioned before. It allows you to choose up to 6 creatures, which can include yourself, and you can give them temporary hit points equal to your level plus your Constitution modifier every time you take a short or long rest. It is super cool. And at first level, that's only 3 hit points, but actually at first level, 3 hit points is a big deal. So that's first level. Decent at fighting, decent outside of fighting, so it's time to level up. Level 3, you become a Battle Master Fighter, which is what this whole video is about. What Battle Master is you get a pool of 4 8-sided dice called Superiority Dice, which you can use to enhance combat maneuvers in cool ways. You get to choose 3 special maneuvers. For this commander, we're choosing Commander Strike, which instantly allows an ally to attack and to add your Superiority Dice to their damage. Maneuvering Attack, which allows an ally some extra movement, which is perfect for getting them out of trouble. And third, Rally, which allows you to give temporary hit points to someone that can hear you. To show you how this works, I've set up a little map. Let's say I'm here and my squishy wizard buddy is suddenly surrounded. If I use the Maneuvering Attack, not only do I get to do an extra D8 damage, but the squishy wizard gets to run away 15 feet without the enemies being able to attack them. In the second round, let's say I use Commander Strike and allow my barbarian friend who's raging to do an attack instead of me, and they get to add my D8 Superiority Dice to their damage. And in the third round, let's say my squishy wizard friend is really hurt, I can use Rally to give my squishy wizard friend some temporary hit points to beef them up. Side note, at third level, you also get an extra tool proficiency, and I'm choosing Cobbler so I can have some nice kicks. At fourth level, you get an extra ability score increase. I always encourage the first ability score increase to go into your primary stat, so I'm putting it on Strength. And instantly, accuracy, damage, strength saving throws, and athletic skills just got better. Level 5 is a good one for commanders because you get 2 attacks per round. Why that's good is it means that the Commander Strike maneuver means that not only do we get to attack, but also we can now give the second attack to our friend who can attack for free. Level 6 is another ability score increase or feat, and this time I am going with the feat, the Sentinel feat, which allows you to control the combat directly around you. Level 7, you get 2 more combat maneuvers. I'm going to go with Distracting Strike, which when you hit, not only do you do extra damage, but the next person that attacks that same target gets advantage on their attack, good for your rogue friends. And also I'm going with goading attack, which means that enemies are much more likely to attack you than your friends. Level 8 is another ability score increase, this time put it on Constitution to pump up those hit points. And by the way, that humble, inspiring leader feat from first level is now dishing out 10 free temporary hit points to your team every time you take a short or long rest. The wizards are gonna love ya. Level 10 is when Battle Master Commanders become ridiculously versatile. First of all, the superiority dice become D10s instead of D8s, and you get 2 more combat maneuvers. Choose trip attack and pushing attack because, well, they help you to control the battlefield. You can push people off cliffs or into pits, and you can trip people up so you can capture them more easily. Oh, and a note about superiority dice. You get them back every time you take a short rest or a long rest, so you might as well just use them all the time. Look, it just gets insane after 10th level. By the time this character reaches 20th level, they have 224 hit points. They dish out 22 temporary hit points to every member of the party every time they take a short or long rest. They control the battlefield completely, do big damage, heal their buddies, are great with animals, are good with NPCs outside of combat, and can make beautiful shoes for everyone in the team. And that's all without considering magical items. And by the time you reach 20th level, you're gonna have insane magical items that make this fighter even crazier. I really love this Commander Battle Master Fighter. So versatile, so fun to play. But what do you think about it? Would you do anything different? Please leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps us grow. We'll catch you next time.